Speaking of healthcare, Trump got a physical on Friday, and good news, his blood pressure, cholesterol, and genius are all stable. His doctors say he's in excellent health and fully capable of continuing to make sure that millions of his fellow Americans aren't. Interestingly, the White House doctor left Trump's weight off the report. Usually they put the weight. Instead of his weight, he wrote that Trump has a great personality.
Never take responsibility for what he said. You know, say something you know is wrong, you go, uh-oh, I ain't gonna do that again. Trump, he said, and he'd be like, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
just delete it, just delete it. Like Kanye will compare himself to like Steve Jobs, Picasso.
Yeah.
I think this is a big part of you building like your self-esteem. It's just built astronomically high.
Yeah, he's doing the same thing as...
Donald Trump has transformed leadership into a chaotic mixtape, with each song sounding like a confused ego created by denial. Jimmy Kimmel and 50 Cent remixed the insanity into a satirical symphony rather than just making fun of it. The mirage of a presidency that seems less like government and more like a reality show spin-off with global consequences and an endless PR ploy is destroyed by Kimmel's razor-sharp humor and 50s raw swagger.
We're now on day 14 of Trump's government shutdown. Somewhere around 1.4 million federal workers have been furloughed. They are not getting paid while Trump buys time to eat the rest of those Epstein files. Even though the IRS is mostly closed, the tax deadline for tomorrow is still in effect. Tomorrow is the tax deadline. Doesn't it feel like the government isn't providing services? You shouldn't have to send the money to the... I mean, you don't pay at Arby's if they run out of...
Yeah, it's the same thing. It comes from like that portion of your career where no one actually believes in it. And you have to have so much confidence for it to continue to exist.
It comes from like when you're advertising universities that don't exist. Like things like that.
You don't think Kanye would make a great president?
I just, that's a lot of responsibility. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
It's the same thing with Trump. Like, you know.
It's really no difference between Kanye running or Trump running is what you're pretty much saying.
I am saying that.
Yeah.
Kimmel begins by pointing out that Trump's political tactics may be used as a confused marketing campaign. The only president who approaches policy as if it were a product placement is him. Another rebranding is tax reform. Influencer alliances and diplomatic connections gone awry. He treats America like a line of expensive, overhyped, and underperforming limited edition releases. In some way, the guy could make the announcement of an international catastrophe seem like a great opening. Even when something goes horribly wrong, it's presented as a success. He portrays failure as flair and drama as fate.
Mass layoffs Trump has been threatening are happening. More than 4,000 federal employees were fired over the weekend, some by accident. The Department of Health and Human Services mistakenly fired. They sent home and then had to rehire hundreds of employees, including the leaders of the measles response team and the group working to contain the Ebola.
From there, 50 Cent says that Trump's leadership reminds him of a horrible record label contract. You enroll with the expectation of success, only to discover that the boss keeps all of the revenues. The dude is not a builder. After going bankrupt, he boasts about the ruins' architecture. Every controversy seems like a marketing gimmick. Every shooting is like a remix that no one requested. Trump would rank first in controversy and last in responsibility if politics were a Billboard chart. He is not a problem solver. He promotes them till they become popular.
Oh shit, I don't know what was going on, but I never seen anybody, Trump did some other shit. He went down and they had that picture, did you see like under the leg? Yeah. That little picture and shit, and then they was putting that on the news, and then when he got up, he was like, fight. That's a little shit. I was like sinking into the couch that I was in at the time because I was like,
Kimmel delves on the ridiculousness of Trump's ego working like a full-time job. The guy doesn't get up to govern the nation. He gets up to tell his story. Facts are not required. It all comes down to perception. Additionally, the national language is spin. Every occasion is a chance to celebrate oneself. Before the scoreboard even changes, every challenge is an opportunity to declare victory. He might declare himself the current champion of strategy, even if he lost a chess match in 2 moves.
The government shutdown every day now is a federal holiday. We're on day 13 with no end in sight. A majority of Americans blame Republicans for the shutdown. Republican leaders are still trying to blame Democrats for the shutdown, even though they control the House, the Senate, and the White House. It would be like Trump blaming January 6th on Joe Biden, which he actually did do yesterday. Look at this. The Biden FBI placed 274 agents into the crowd on January 6th. If this is so, which it is, a lot of very good people will be owed big apologies. What a scam. Do something, President D.
50 chuckles, pointing out that Trump's public image has the same intensity as a rap feud. Noisy, unrelenting, and sensitive to quiet. The distinction is that diss recordings mark the conclusion of rap feuds. Trump's executive actions come to an end. He turns little grievances into a weapon. Every quarrel turns into a resentment. His throne is threatened by any critique. The guy talks large while avoiding responsibility, treating international leaders like adversaries in a battle cipher. He's not playing checkers or chess. He's just calling it innovation while changing the board.
A tycoon. You know who else is a tycoon? Is Donald Trump. Have you met the man? Is he anything like their friends back in the old neighborhood?
I think he was trying to get a great renegotiation for The Apprentice.
Oh, so he just wanted to go back to NBC and say,
he wanted to lose the presidency. He don't want the job.
Well, that's what this new book says, yeah.
Yeah, he did. Then when you win, you go, what the
Kimmel draws attention to the hypocrisy of Trump's success metrics. It's not via riches or advancement. It's through paying attention. It's effective if it trends. It's brilliant if it makes people angry. The guy has used emotional responses to create an empire, managing a country like a content farm. Visibility, not policy, is his biggest achievement. He is disrupting the algorithm, not improving the economy. His personality has evolved into a brand extension of the presidency. Loud, divisive, and unavoidable. With his trademark sneer, 50 continues. Trump could make a scandal sound like a mixtape release. He consistently releases something significant, but it's never music. It's chaos. Every press conference seems to be a diss rap directed against reality. The dude is not a speechwriter. He yells and spits, and he just shifts the beat when faced with the truth. He is not using strategy to lead. He's boldly improvising. The rest of the world is now his audience, and the country is his recording studio.
That Trump got both the flu and COVID vaccines at his checkup. After all this, he got the flu vaccine, he got the COVID vaccine, he ate a whole bottle of Tylenol, and he washed it down with a gallon of red dye number 2, while RFK was screaming and crying and pounding on the door outside. And if you're wondering if it's hypocritical for Trump, who has denigrated these vaccines, to get them while his health officials make them difficult for the rest of us to get, the answer is
Kimmel notes that Trump's cabinet is more like a group of reality TV contestants trying to make it through Elimination Week than a group of experts. Logic is subordinated to loyalty. Competence is subordinated to flattery. Additionally, no one is aware of the episode they are on. The government as a whole operates like a chaotic season. Betrayals, alliances, scandals, and the odd narrative twist passed off as law. It's scripted chaos, not leadership. Additionally, since uncertainty equals control, Trump, the self-described showrunner, keeps everyone in the dark. The man's leadership style could only be effective in an environment that prioritizes spectacle above common sense, according to 50 nods. Arguments are not won by Trump. He outlives them. He overwhelms his detractors rather than silencing them. It's weariness as a tactic, not persuade. He has already sparked 3 other disputes by the time the country deals with one. It's similar to seeing a magician who consistently pulls rabbits out of hats, but each bunny is really a covert issue. The most perplexing aspect, according to Kimmel, is how Trump's followers see his inconsistencies as evidence of his sincerity. In some way, it's considered honest when he contradicts himself twice in a single remark. He has made branding out of unreliability. Chaos is charisma. Every mistake becomes a sign of relatability. Every error is an indication of strength. It's a kind of political judo where reasoning is used against itself until reason emerges.
Metamucil World Peace is having a pretty good week, or he was anyway. Yesterday, Trump had what was easily the most presidential day of his life. He was front and center on the world stage signing a ceasefire in the Middle East, and then he got home, he started going through the internet, and he just couldn't help himself. Trump made the cover of Time magazine, which he usually loves. You know, before he was president, he had fake Time magazine covers hanging on the walls of his golf club, for real. But this one, I guess, conjured up some mixed feelings because of the photo.
50 Trump's whole career has been one extended hustle, according to amused but unamused. The man's biggest investment has always been his image. Whether it be in real estate, reality TV, or the Oval Office, he's not leaving a legacy. He is peddling delusions, and America, which is always looking for a compelling plot, buys it in bulk. He has used the Constitution as a tool for self-promotion and the presidency as a platform for brand maintenance. Kimmel explains how Trump's economic successes resemble patriotically packaged pyramid scams. Up until you look at the tiny print, everything seems lucrative. He's not making money, he's shifting the attention. While outsourcing credibility, the individual could declare unprecedented job growth. It has nothing to do with numbers. It has to do with story. While the expenses pile up backstage, he provides the appearance of riches. This isn't leadership. It's time-limited marketing masquerading as achievement. 50 goes on to say that Trump views global policy as a social gathering. Each handshake is an exchange. Every treaty is a commercial agreement. He believes that peace is not the goal of diplomacy. It has to do with power relations. He is not a negotiator. He creates brands. In the following line, he will disparage his supporters while grinning for the cameras. Global relations has devolved into a series of uncomfortable picture shoots, where presence rather than development is the main objective.
Is it true Donald Trump tried to give you money to endorse him one time?
I got a call, but they wanted me to, Sunday.
Oh, they wanted you to come yesterday.
Madison Square Garden?
This week.
Yeah.
They wanted you to
because they
pop
wanted
out
you to
there?
perform Mini Men. They wanted you to perform Mini Men at the RNC too, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
they still offered me $3 million.
To perform?
At the RNC or this past Sunday?
Huh?
At
No,
the
this past Sunday.
At $3 million. And then they offered you money for the Republican National Convention too, right?
He turned
How
it
much
down?
is that?
Yeah, I didn't even go far back. I wasn't talking to them about that kind of stuff. 'Cause I'm afraid of politics, bro. So you understand. I do not like.
You don't like
No
gang,
part of politics.
no gang bang with politics.
No gangbang, no politics. You know, it's because when you do get involved in it, no matter how you feel, someone.
Kimmel jokes that a teenager would blush at Trump's social media use. The guy seems to be live streaming his thoughts on Twitter. Every idea turns into a headline. Every eruption is a cycle of news. The Oval Office seems less like a hub of government and more like an influencer studio. America receives impulsive, real-time digital updates in place of press releases. Dopamine has reinterpreted its democracy. 50 Grins says that if Trump's enthusiasm weren't so misguided, it would be astounding. He presents every error as deliberate and every criticism as evidence of his brilliance. He is the epitome of fake it till you make it. However, he has already succeeded and will continue to pretend. The man's dedication to self-delusion merits a separate prize category. Kimmel believes that redefining normal is Trump's greatest achievement. He has so severely reduced the bar that mediocrity now seems like advancement. He has made dysfunction patriotic, scandal expected, and absurdity commonplace. Outrage fatigue has become a national hobby as a result of the man's profound impact on the political environment. People no longer engage in discourse. To find out what he did next, they just reload the stream.
It's upset him so much that at 1:36 a.m. he posted, Time magazine wrote a relatively good story about me, but the picture may be the worst of all time. They disappeared my hair and then had something floating on top of my head that looked like a floating crown, but an extremely small one, really weird. Now, I want to go back to that cover and show you this crown. Okay, that's not a crown, that's the letter M. Only he would see an M on his head and assume it's a crown.
That's the true trick, 50 says, shaking his head. Trump doesn't need endorsement. He needs care. Attention fuels him, but approval wanes. He resembles an enduring internet meme. Because every disagreement keeps his reputation alive, the uproar only makes him stronger. The guy has perfected the controversial cycle. It's content production, not damage control. He has created a feedback cycle in which survival depends on controversy. Kimmel refers to it as the Trump dilemma. His persona becomes stronger the more he fails. He's not playing politics. Thus, the standard norms of politics don't apply. It's being performed by him. Every humiliation turns into a symbol of resistance. Every dispute and tryout for the next big story. The guy has turned endurance into a weapon, demonstrating that you automatically win if you just outlast fury. 50 concludes with his trademark street knowledge. The whole nation is at risk in Trump's longest scam in contemporary history. He is marketing ego as leadership and chaos as charm. He is the seller of spectacle, selling confusion for control and division for clicks. The most bizarre element is that the celebrity won't leave the stage. Therefore, the concert never finishes.
Like, recently he was saying something like, I got a bigger
Button.
yeah,
Yeah.
nuclear button.
Yeah.
Like that's like stuff you do in the neighborhood. Like if you know somebody got a problem with you, you'd be like, if you want a problem, no problem. You know, and he's doing, that's like he's bluffing, like you bluff. That's how you bluff. But you don't bluff with the entire world.
Kimmel can't stop laughing at the seemingly endless spectacle. Trump is not in charge. He gives a performance. Every press conference serves as a stop on a tour. A costume change is ordered by each executive. He is not attempting to find solutions. His goal is to sell out venues. The country is the unwilling audience forced to see a performance that ought to have been cancelled years ago, and the Oval Office has become his stage. The presidency lost its script somewhere between policy and humor, and Trump began to forge his own path through democracy. It's survival via display, not strategy. Additionally, he has perfected the ability of seeming as if uncertainty is a sign of brilliance. Every controversy turns into an encore. Instead of exposing him, the headlines inspire him. He views debate as coffee, criticism as oxygen, and attention as money, and he has earned more of it in his America than anybody else. Trump views it as a triumph as long as his name continues to trend, regardless of how the economy and policies change.
I mean, that son of a bitch, you know, is really unbelievable.
Mr. Son of a bitch.
I mean,
Mr. Son of a bitch.
His loyal. Yes, yeah, no, I never imagined that we'd ever have a president like this, and I hope we don't ever have another president like this again. I mean, I never even imagined there would ever be a situation in which the president of our country was celebrating hundreds of Americans losing their jobs. But somebody who took pleasure in that. That, to me, is the absolute opposite of what a leader of this country.
According to Kimmel, Trump's style of leadership resembles a brand partnership between conceit and spontaneity. He has altered the rules, so they are no longer applicable, or so he believes he has. Accountability, flexibility, rationality, negotiation, and facts. He rules like a guy who is hooked to spectacle and averse to preparation. And in some way, it has evolved into the national identity. Every tweet has the logic of a botched karaoke performance and the immediacy of breaking news. But when it comes to promoting himself, he never lets up. Even catastrophes may be used as marketing opportunities, replete with catchphrases, hashtags, and calculated indignation. 50 smirks and grabs the baton. The whole of Trump's administration seems like a blend of misguided assurance. One song boasts of its grandeur, the rest are just remixes of denial, while the next places the blame on everyone else. He is not redefining leadership. Delusion is being remixed into everyday stuff by him. It's amazing how he's been able to make even his shortcomings into assets. Bankruptcy, character growth, controversies, story turns, inquiries, and free exposure. It's branding, not ineptitude. Additionally, he used the American flag as the cover art for his record.
Republicans are dead set on eliminating health care subsidies, which would cause premiums to skyrocket, leave millions of Americans without insurance at a time when we need health care more than ever. According to the World Health Organization, antibiotic-resistant superbugs are on the rise. Superbugs are the world's most dangerous bacteria that also sound like the name of a show on Disney+. They're also called nightmare bacteria. You know, sometimes we get so fixated on Trump, we forget there are other disgusting creatures hell-bent on...
Kimmel shakes his head at how ridiculous everything is. One may misinterpret Trump's political plan for an excessive publicity stunt. The distinction between gossip and government has become so hazy that policy discussions increasingly resemble celebrity disputes. He doesn't provide solutions in response to criticism. He gives a spectacular response. As a consequence, the government acts more like an influencer campaign than an institution. It's boisterous, disorderly, and very certain that it's creating history. The terrifying aspect is that it is perverted in some manner. 50 concludes by emphasizing that Trump has accomplished something that no one else could. The presidency has gone viral thanks to him. Every dispute is a video. Every press release is a meme. Every error becomes a hot subject. Likes are more important than legacy. Trump's popularity rating now gauges interaction rather than leadership, and the White House has turned into a social media studio. The joke is that even after the lights go down and the crowd has moved away, he will still be there practicing the next act and rewriting the same script, certain that the applause was genuine and that the play must never